And welcome back to High School Backups. This is episode 44, I think. 44. I am your host, not your usual host, but that doesn't matter. I'm Kyle. We're here with Andrew, Austin, Justin, and Esteban. Welcome in.
Yeah. Hey, Austin, full screen your thing.
Full screen. We are not usually the ones to do this, so Austin and I are a little...
Nick and Jake have actually left the podcast. Unfortunately, we're sorry to see you.
Oh, no. But we're going to get right into it. We're going to start off with some big NFL news. Nathaniel Hackett has finally bit the dust and has been fired. He becomes the, fifth head coach in, 50 years to get fired midway through the season. And the most recent since who's the Colts head
Frank
coach?
Wright.
Yeah, that's his name. I can't remember jack shit.
You're killing it, Kyle.
I am doing amazing. But Frank Wright also was fired this year. But I think Nathaniel Hackett was the right decision for the Broncos to cut him loose.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. I think Russell Wilson, as terrible as the season that he's had, we can't deny how good of a quarterback he can be. And
Broncos country. Let's cry.
Let's cry.
Let's cry.
Yeah. I mean, Nathaniel Hackett, I'm not too surprised. I mean, the Broncos have been an absolute disappointment. I mean, you would think the offensive coordinator who worked with Aaron Rodgers and then I believe the Jaguars when they went on their playoff run would do a lot better. But, I mean, honestly, I think just this kind of happens as some coordinators are just not meant to be coaches.
And, we've seen that happen before where offensive coordinators just sometimes don't have all the tools to run the ship. We see it with McDaniels when he tried coaching the several teams. He's struggling in Vegas right now coaching. So, it happens sometimes. Coordinators just can't get that level.
Look at Matt Patricia.
Matt Patricia was a terrible head coach. He's a terrible offensive coordinator only because,
should have been a defensive coordinator only. We should have stuck him at defensive coordinator only.
Mm-hmm.
This is a true statement.
No, a lot of that was Belichick, too.
He just called the right plays that Belichick wanted him to. That is all that it took.
But then in that case, that's not really Patricia doing anything. That's Belichick micromanaging and Patricia saying Belichick's strings there is what that is.
He's following the game plan that Belichick put up for him, and it was that or you can get fired or stay here and just stick to the game plan. But
So again, that's Belichick's decision making, not necessarily Patricia.
Yeah, but yeah.
I mean, it just kind of happens all the time, too. You look at... So Todd Bowles was a Jets coach for at least a season, and the Jets were terrible, as per usual. You have him as a defensive coordinator with the Bucks, and they had the fifth-ranked defense last year. So, I mean, I think Nathaniel Hackett, if you give him a very maybe a very simple offense, maybe he might have a better chance. But I mean, I honestly like Frank Wright is available. I would prefer to see him come to the Patriots as a coordinator. But I mean, if you're the Broncos, Frank Wright can coach. He has coached some pretty solid teams before. Who knows? In that case, I could see
coordinator. Who else is he? Who else has he coached?
Who I would love to see the Broncos to have as their head coach? Mostly because I hate the Broncos, but Matt Rule. I want to see the Broncos tank.
Nah, he's already agreed to a college contract.
Yeah, he has a college.
What was it, Nebraska?
I think
so. Some nothing school.
Some Big Ten team.
They're in the Big Ten. What do you mean nothing school? What are you talking about?
I mean, honestly, I think Frank Wright probably is the best option.
Yeah.
But if they want to, they find Sean Payton is building up a whole entire coaching scheme right now. He's trying to get.
Well,
Hey,
Sean Payton's not going
wait. Who was the interim head coach for the Oakland Raiders last season?
oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember his name though.
Honestly,
But-
I would bring him in.
Mm-hmm.
He turned
sur-
the whole entire season around for the Raiders in the end of it after they got rid of John Gruden, right?
Yeah.
What was his name? Yeah, was that it?
Yeah, it was John Gruden. I'm actually surprised they didn't hire this guy as the head coach too.
Yeah, well. Look, all I
Yeah.
can say is that
Rich Bisaccia.
Harbaugh.
Rich
That's
Bisaccia was.
okay. I can see.
Yeah.
What?
Harbaugh? Yeah, I heard that
Harbaugh?
too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I heard that
I
too.
heard that, but I don't know if he really wants to.
Mm.
You
He
think
wants
so?
back in-
He's
yeah.
killing it with Michigan.
He's
They have a chance to win the national championship. You think he's just gonna?
he also
Yeah, but if
had a
he
chance to win the Super Bowl. You know, he
Mhm.
flopped on that.
Yeah, but if he wins it this year, yeah, but we see it all the time. Sometimes college coaches just can't contribute that. Yeah,
Hey,
I
don't
know,
talk
but
about Urban Meyer. He was good in his own way.
listen,
Look.
kicking people in the ass when they don't do what he wants to is not really doing things the right way. There, Steve.
And sometimes you can.
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
My bad.
jeez. Well, I think it'd be hilarious if whoever takes over for the Broncos does a better job. I feel like usually, when a coach gets fired, I wouldn't be surprised if teams have a winning record the game after a coach is fired, only because.
Take a look at Jeff
From-
Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff
Saturday is he's the outlier.
he got a lucky start.
He is the outlier of that situation, Andrew. We
Hey,
cannot-
no.
No, that wasn't Saturday, was it? I thought that was wasn't that Staley last night doing that?
Yeah, Staley was Brandon Staley. No,
I thought that
Staley
was
was warming
Staley.
up. Staley was warming up.
Staley was the one thrusting the air on national TV last night. That was,
Well, I mean, even. Yeah.
he's practicing for the get back coach.
Yeah.
Right?
So, anyways, with I know, like with Jeff Saturday, he still won his first start after. I mean, granted, it was against the Raiders, which kind of self-destruct, but he also has showed that he is a terrible coach as well, considering the Colts haven't done anything useful since that game. So, I don't know.
Colts are trash for it. I am so mad at the Colts because they were my pick to win the Super Bowl this year, and they have absolutely.
They were?
Yes, believe it, they were, because I had high hopes for Matt Ryan throwing it to Tyler Pittman. Thank you. That's his name. I almost just said Pickett, who is not on the Colts, to Pittman, and he let me down. I also had higher hopes for Jonathan Taylor.
I think Austin did too.
Talk about.
I think Austin, the whole entire team was a bust this year.
Hmm?
Hey, you still owe me $5. You still owe me $5, yeah, Austin.
Oh, let's take a quick segment real quick. So if some of you guys may remember a couple of months ago, sometimes we say some controversial stuff. I had no idea that Kyle could actually vomit on stream, but as it turns out he did, because he said that the Dolphins, who in their offseason got a fast receiver, was going to beat out the Bills. And you know what's so funny? After a 5-game winning streak, the Dolphins are on a 4-game losing streak. Okay. And if you wanted to see this past weekend, Tua just felt like throwing the ball to the Packers because they were some terrible interceptions. Okay. So
I'm gonna pause you right here, Steve.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm
careful. I might sleep on your take again.
Listen. To be fair, the Dolphins were in first place at least one point this season. So I don't think my prediction was really that far off. Like they had a chance if Tua. I can't defend Tua anymore. I'm pissed at Tua because he's completely let me down, and I'm not defending him anymore. But
let's
also
ignore what you said comparing him to Herbert.
Hey, let's just talk about
when did I compare him
concussions.
to Herbert?
You've said in our chat that Tua is better than Herbert.
No, it was not Tua. I said Hurts is better than Herbert.
No, you said Tua was better than Herbert as well. You've said that in the chat.
You bring that up. I said
Let me
Hurts is better. Because I fully believe that. I said Burrow and Hurts were better than Herbert.
I don't know about Hurts, but Burrow I get.
I said Burrow, Hurts, and Lamar were my three. Because a lot of people rank Herbert as third best quarterback, and I put three others ahead of him because I had him sixth. I did not put Tua ahead of Herbert. I'm not a moron. I know I'm high. I know
Tua in the top 15 this season.
Yeah,
and this season I have him
he's
top 15.
Top 15.
Tua is capable of being top 10 quarterback for sure, but you have to remember.
I think that's a stretch, Steve.
I think it might be a stretch, but at the same time, I mean, yards after catch was definitely on their side this year. But I mean, you can't ignore a good passer rating.
Okay, but like if you look back at Tua's career in college, a lot of it was yards after catch. A lot of it was, and that's what they built the team to be because they had speedy receivers for him in college. They built up. They built an offensive plan to build that. To give him some sort of scheme to have him be able to do that in the NFL, so it would work better for him, and he knows it's
missing.
Okay, let's just talk about it. He has how many concussions now?
No, I understand that. I understand his concussions are a problem, but he's still missing players horribly. And like I understand that concussions are a huge issue, and I get that. And I don't think he should have come back as fast as he did. That's another topic for another day. But he's missing wide open players. He's throwing directly to the other team. He's going all Sam Darnold on this team. Like he is literally
seeing ghosts.
He's seeing ghosts.
I mean, with Tua as well, the reason why I knew Kyle's take was dog shit was because the one thing with Tua, I mean, when he's very comfortable and when he has time to throw, like any quarterback in the NFL, he's gonna do fantastic. But I knew that you start getting into games where he's under some duress, he could definitely break. I mean, he showed some great flashes. I mean, win against the Bills, granted, it was still a very close game, but
close game. It was off like a pure luck drive.
Yeah.
Like you put that in a regular time situation where he had plenty of time left on the clock to give to the Bills, and it wasn't that type of situation where the Bills still had the extra time. I don't think that we would have had the same outcome.
Very true. But I just kind of knew that Tua was going to struggle against a team like the 49ers, which is swallow your quarterback. But so anyways, because I won the bet easily, because now the Bills are 12-3, they clinched the division this weekend, and the Dolphins are what's their record, Kyle?
I don't even know. I think 8-6.
8-7, and could potentially lose coming out of the playoffs. Though I think they should because the Patriots don't deserve it. But anyways, so yes, the Dolphins.
I don't think the Dolphins will make the playoffs, to be honest. They're going to be without Tua at least. I know Teddy's not a bad quarterback, but
against Belichick, that's going to be tough.
That's not somebody you could take in going into the final stretch of the season.
Yeah. But, I mean, the Dolphins, next year, if Tua's given more time to develop and become more comfortable in the pocket and take pressure a lot better, I do like the Dolphins' chances. But what that means is next week, when everybody's back, I'm going to have a wonderful custom-made statement for Kyle that he is going to have to read on air and he cannot defer from. Because if not, he owes me $1,000. That's the agreement that we had off camera. So if Kyle has to read this statement or else he's going to actually pay my rent this month. So, but with that, look forward to next week.
Steve, I'll buy you a drink this weekend instead if you don't make me read this.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
No, we'll see.
Deal.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we're going to be moving along. We're going to be covering some NHL news really quick before we move on to our top 2 topics for the night. In hockey news, unrelated to the NHL, the World Juniors has started yesterday with Team USA beating Latvia 5-2. Which it was a little bit closer than the score would seem. And if the USA were to lose to Latvia, I would have shit myself because that should not happen. Wow.
Guys, losing hockey games is a great laxative. Fun fact.
Team Sweden beat Team Austria 11-0. Yes, I did say that correctly. 11-0 was the score.
Do you remember do you ever remember the year? I think it was either Russia or Canada beat a team like 20-something-0, something ridiculous.
It was a international scrimmage. I think it was 2013. I think it was right before the 2014 Winter Olympics. Russia beat, I think it was Saudi Arabia or Israel or some Middle Eastern hockey team, and they beat them 32-0. It was absolute blowout. It wasn't even close. But this game that Sweden played against Austria wasn't even close. It was a complete, utter blowout. The score even clearly says that. So Austria's looking like they will be relegated at the end of this tournament to we'll hopefully see a promotion from the Group 1 tier for next year's hockey tournament. In NHL news, the Bruins are still kicking ass. Boo.
No, not surprising.
Let's go, Bruins.
Rangers are slowly catching up to everyone. Woo! And Alex Ovechkin has scored his 101st and 102nd NHL goals to be in sole possession of second all-time for most goals for a NHL player, which is a great accomplishment for a hockey player. Alex Ovechkin is clearly the greatest of all time. Well, not the greatest of all time. Second greatest of all time. Wayne Gretzky is better. I'm not that dumb. Listen here. I'm not that. That's why you should have joined fantasy, Austin. Just saying. Next year.
We don't have to worry about it now because Kyle's running the table in fantasy football right now, but we don't have to worry about that.
Heck yeah. I'm going up against my future brother-in-law for the championship. That should be interesting.
Kyle, don't worry. It's only your marriage that's on the line.
Listen here. But that's all I have for hockey. Does anyone have anything else they want to cover before we move on to our first fun topic of the evening?
I'd say I was looking at the standings for the NBA, and I was very surprised to see that the Nets are crawling back to have a winning record right now.
We don't care about the Nets and Kyrie's stupidity.
Yeah, a lot better than expected.
We're going to pretend the Nets still suck. Anyway, Steve, take it away.
All right, everybody. So welcome to a fun segment. I know I missed last week, but if you guys don't know, my brother just got married. So congratulations to my brother and his wife. Yay. But congratulations to those two. It was a wonderful wedding. I'm so happy for those two, and I wish them the best. And I get to watch one of their dogs, Einstein, this weekend, so it's going to be great. But
Einstein wasn't yours.
No, he wasn't. I wish he was. All right, so I'm going to be sharing my screen real quick.
Quack.
Quack? Why are we quacking? What is happening?
Quack.
Can you guys see yourself? All right, very good. So we're going to go to here. Can you guys see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
All righty. So here we are for the week 16 team tiers. If you guys know, I pick certain tiers based on a level of meme, and we're just going to basically discuss what's going on. So the first time I did it was just random memes, and I love it, but I kind of like having themes for everything. So we had Gordon Ramsay before, and I was thinking, what should I do for this? And my lovely girlfriend came up with a fantastic idea to base this off some of our favorite underwater sea characters, and that, of course, is the wonderful show of SpongeBob, in honor of Nickelodeon actually broadcasting an NFL game this weekend. Unfortunately, it was the Broncos and Rams, but Patrick roasted Russell Wilson, so unfortunately, I think his career is in the tank. But we're going to start with our first tier.
Really quick, Patrick Starr being a announcer and broadcaster has to be the best accomplishment I've ever seen for sports. But anyway, go right ahead, take it away.
Joe Buck should take some notes for him for sure. All right, the first tier we have Patrick with a plank on his head. So if you guys remember that random scene from the episode of SpongeBob, there's just a scene where he nails something to his head. We expect it. He walks to a door over and over again. He can't go inside. We expect it. So these are the teams that are just sad to look at, but we expect it. First, we have the Texans, who are putting together a very nice tank. I love that they embarrassed the Cowboys by almost beating them, the Chiefs by almost beating them, and then they beat the Titans to clear the way for the Jaguars. So the Texans are putting together a beautiful tank. Next, we have the Bears. The Bears are just sad because, like, you see Justin Fields running around, and you just feel so bad for this guy. I mean, he really may be one of, the second most talented quarterback in his draft class. But when you have an offensive line that terrible, I feel bad for him. And it's funny because the Jets could have picked him up. So now we got the Falcons. Without Matt Ryan, without any real top receiver aside from maybe Kyle Pitts.
Drake London.
And yeah, London, he's a rookie, and a lot of teams don't expect much, so I'm not surprised that he's doing super well. But this is another team that they have, 3 more wins than I expect, but you still see them. They'll find a way to choke a lead or just get pounded on the ground or penalty their way out of a win. But it's just what I expect. But they have an okay tank going, but unfortunately, at 5-10, if they win another game this season, they've ruined their tank, unfortunately. So next, we have the tiniest violin sounds. If you guys remember from the episode of SpongeBob, where Squilly and Fancy Son came to the Krusty Krab, and they had to make a fake fancy restaurant. These are the teams that you just see them play, and you just hear sad violin sounds. You look at the Saints. The Saints have a solid defense. They have, what is his name? What's their rookie receiver? I had on my team. Chris Olave is a very talented receiver. He has almost 1,000 receiving yards of the season, considering he has nobody throwing to him. And then you have Alvin Kamara, who is still a very serviceable running back. You have an offensive line that you can definitely work with, and not even to mention Jarvis Landry being a solid veteran number 3 option. So this is a team that if you put Sean Payton into this mix, they could actually have a winning record. They could have swept the Bucs, because I think Sean Payton was the difference why the Bucs won those games. But it's just sad to see, because this is the team that can definitely any given week give you trouble, but you just see they just don't have their coach, and it's sad to see a team with a decent amount of talent underperform. Next, we have the Browns. This is more for their cap, for investing in an awful person who has also not been a good quarterback, who has been very inconsistent, and it looks like, wow, like he hasn't played in 2 years. That's so crazy. And every team's going to be targeting him because he's a scumbag. So you made bad decisions, Browns, and Nick Chubb, if you can, I think he's a free agent this year. Get out of there. Now we have the Colts. I mean, you put Nick Foles in, he throws 3 interceptions, and you have Jeff Saturday, who was an offensive lineman. That's all he has for football. He had 1 good win, and then, he had terrible clock management a couple weeks ago. And this is a Colts team that, I don't know about Super Bowl. I don't know about that, but this is a division they actually could have won with that great offensive line, a very solid defense. And then you have an incredible, like Jonathan Taylor not performing. You have Michael Pittman, who's a very solid receiver to throw to. And Matt Ryan, who the Colts are just a lot of hit or misses when it comes to these older quarterbacks, unfortunately. But it is what it is. And we're just going to keep playing the sad violin as the Colts play for the rest of the season. Next, we got Sus Plankton. Why is it sus? We're going to talk about the scene where they animated his butt getting licked in a mouth for some reason. I really don't know with the show sometimes. But why is it sus? These are teams I've been suspicious about. The Raiders, as much as I love their offseason moves, you get Josh McDaniels, who hasn't been a good coach. And you have a defense that has an old pass rusher, and I don't know much about their secondary. And as it turns out, it's what we expect, that they are very disappointing quite a few weeks, and they are underperforming. And they're supposed to have one of the best offenses in the league you have Devontae Adams, who is an incredible receiver. You have Hunter Renfrow, who's a great slot guy. You have Darren Waller, when he's healthy, who is a very serviceable tight end. And you have Josh Jacobs coming out of nowhere and putting up 30-plus points every week in fantasy. He's been fantastic. But I saw an interview. He really does not want to be in the Raiders anymore. And I was suspicious of them, thinking, yeah, his contract is up, so he's going to peace out. Next, you have the Jets. The Jets had a winning record, but Zach Wilson has their quarterback. And I'm always suspicious because it's just the Jets in general. And when you have Zach Wilson and Mike White, kind of switching in and out of quarterback, I am always suspicious. And they couldn't beat the Patriots despite every chance that we gave them to beat us. So I was suspicious, and turns out
Mike White is better.
Mike White is better, but still not great. So the Jets are now have a losing record. I'm not surprised. The Rams, when the Rams spent all this money in the offseason, it's like, this is a super team, but they went 12-5 last year, and they have a worse offensive line. This team's got to go through Matthew Stafford, and he's not even healthy. And when I saw the Bills absolutely dominate the Rams, that's the first time I thought, wow, this team's actually a lot more beatable than a lot of people realize. And then as it turns out, they're 5-10. They don't even have their first-round draft pick, so this is just a lost season for them. They're going to be negative $60 million, something like that, in cap. So best of luck to them. They have the Cardinals. I mean, Kyler Murray, I was suspicious when he had a clause in there to do mandatory film study. And apparently there's statistics to show that his passer rating and touchdown to interception ratio goes down when the new Call of Duty comes out. And unfortunately, we've seen the Cardinals maybe start off hot, show some flashes, and even with DeAndre Hopkins and a pretty stout defense, I like to say, where you have J.J. Watt up on front still being a very good pass rusher, and Budda Baker being a very good safety. It apparently isn't enough, and I was suspicious. And as it turns out, the Cardinals are 4-11. Maybe I don't know about a quarterback, but maybe you could do something with that first-round pick. And next, we got Choking Squidward. These are teams that started off pretty hot, or maybe showed some flashes at the beginning of the season, but they're starting to choke a little bit. I'm starting with the Seahawks. At one point, they were 5-2, 6-2, and Geno Smith was firing hot, just ready to roll, and they have 6 losses since then. It's been pretty bad, and the Seahawks now have fallen, but the bright side is they have 2 first-round picks thanks to the dumb Broncos, so at least they have a bright future ahead. The Giants, this is the point in their season they were supposed to run the table. Right, Kyle?
No, that is not correct.
I believe we won an episode and said this is such a winnable record that they could have potentially close to 10 wins. That's definitely...
They are close to 10 wins, but this is also where I said they would struggle, and they have. Because this is where they played everyone in their division. So this is where it gets tough, and I did say that. I didn't expect them to suck going into Thanksgiving when they lost to the Lions. I did not see that one coming.
Yep, and now you show the Giants are frauds because playing against, you can't beat your own division. If a team that I really want to hype up, if you can do well in your division. But if you clearly struggle with that, that's unfortunate. Next, we got to go with the Dolphins.
We almost beat the Vikings. Hold on. We almost beat the Vikings, but anyway.
Cool. So did the Colts. Now we have the Dolphins here. So the Dolphins were had a near unstoppable offense, and they went on a 5-game winning streak. Granted, the secondaries were in the bottom half of the NFL, and now they have 4 straight losses against very real teams. And the moment they lost to the 49ers, I thought, oh yeah, this team can crack. And guess what? They did. And they've lost their chance in the division, and now their playoff hopes are in jeopardy, and now they have to go to Foxborough with their backup quarterback against a pissed-off Bill Belichick. Now we have the Titans. The Titans were ahead of their division. If I believe they were even 7-2 at one point, potentially. But now they've lost the lead of their division to the Jaguars, who were dead, 1-6 at one point. And now that even though Derrick Henry put up over 100 yards rushing against the Texans, apparently that's not enough anymore. And this was the team that runs through Derrick Henry. So if the best part of your team can't get you a win, yeah, you kind of choked that. And A.J. Brown having more receiving yards than all of your receivers this season is also pretty sad.
Titans have lost 5 in a row, by the way.
That makes a lot of sense.
So
now we have the
7-3.
7-3. Oh my gosh. Now we have the Patriots. These are 2 bad back-to-back losses that you've choked away a comeback. I mean, you were down 17-0, 17-3 against the Raiders, and then you were down 22-0 against the potential Super Bowl favorites, the Bengals. And then both times we come back and then shoot ourselves in the foot by a stupid lateral that made no sense. And then, granted, this was a play that should have been done, but a fumble at the wrong time on the 5-yard line when we were supposed to do a go-ahead score and win this game. The Patriots could make the playoffs. I'm still going to be happy if for some reason they did, but they shouldn't. Take our losses, take our draft pick, get a number 1 receiver, draft a corner in the later rounds because that's what Belichick loves to do, get an actual offensive coordinator, and we'll be fine. Next we have, what about that guy? This is a scene where SpongeBob wants to go into Salty Spittoon. He's like, I'll take on anybody. And it's like, what about that guy? And he gets terrified. What is this tier? Sometimes these teams have winning records. Some of them definitely don't. These are the teams that any given week you look back and think, oh, crap, because this is a team that can ruin your day. Look at the Panthers, who just ruined the Lions' playoff hopes or put up, or limited the Bucs to only 3 points. The Panthers are a team that can ruin your day. If they start running the football, it's just going to be a tough day because your defense gets more beat up. They have 2 running backs. Since trading their top running back away, have more rushing yards a game. Now you have 2 running backs that can put up over 100 yards, and that's going to beat the hell out of your defense.
The Panthers are absolutely hilarious because they traded away one of the best running backs in the NFL, if not the best running back, traded away their quarterback, traded away their second best wide receiver, and are somehow fighting for the division.
Yep.
It makes no sense. And they fired their head coach, too. Also, let's add that as well. So,
and they could potentially... Yeah, if they beat the Buccaneers and they went out the rest of the season, they can make it to the postseason. And a team that's really good at running, that's not a team you want to face the first week of the playoffs because that's a physical team that's going to hurt you. And then if you could play action with DJ Moore, that's even worse for you. And the Ravens and the
head coach?
I don't know his name. I can look it up as we're doing this.
He should get a full-time contract as soon as the season ends.
Here, Kyle, can you look it up? I'm lazy. So
yes.
Now we have the Lions. First off, the Lions defense has started to step up. Granted, they did just get dominated, unfortunately, by the Panthers. But the Lions offense. Steve Wilkes?
Steve Wilkes.
All right. Well, he's been doing a great job with the Panthers.
Anyway,
so back to the Lions. The Lions have an elite offense, despite getting rid of Hawkinson. So Jared Goff is actually putting up pretty decent numbers to the point that the Lions have a quarterback they can use for next year. And if you have an exposable secondary, this isn't the team you're going to want to play against. And as it turns out, they can even play in very tough, rough games. I mean, they picked off Aaron Rodgers 3 or 4 times, and it was insane. Next, we have the Ravens. I have the Ravens here because if Lamar Jackson is able to come back healthy, I'm not too sure about his status, but he's able to come back and then make a postseason run. This is still a team you really don't want to face. I mean, Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphreys are a good duo, and if you have a team that's able to run the ball better, that's going to give them more time to rest, and that's going to make the Ravens' defense more dangerous. So if you're playing against Lamar Jackson in the postseason, it's still going to be really tough, depending on where the Ravens travel to as well. If it's a cold weather kind of situation, running the ball is going to be in their best bet. The Steelers, they could have a winning record this year. If for some reason they're lucky enough, maybe even make it to the postseason. They are a tough team. That defense is going to give you hell. Look at the Raiders. They had 1 touchdown. The Steelers are definitely a team you really don't want to face if you're really pushing for the playoffs, because they can ruin your day. They can easily ruin your day with that kind of defense. Next, I have the Buccaneers here. This is only respect for Tom Brady. Their defense, if Tom Brady can somehow get things going, that's possible. Granted, they haven't gotten things going in a while. I really don't know. But Brady's still Brady. And it's still dangerous to bet against him, because you look at the idiot Max Kellerman talking about, oh, Brady fell off a cliff. He won 2 Super Bowls after that take. So you have to be careful when you doubt Tom Brady. Granted, family problems, offensive line injured even more. That's a whole nother issue. But the Buccaneers, you have to keep an eye on them just in case, because they have the pieces to get going, and you don't want them to get going at the wrong time. Next, we have the Krabby Patty. If you remember the training video, the long sequence of a guy going da-da-da-da over and over again, as it slowly approaches. And as the season goes on, these beauties have slowly approached. And you like what you see. I'm going to start with the Cowboys. You lose, Amari Cooper, a very good route runner. But Zeke is somehow showing up. CeeDee Lamb showing that he can be a number 1 wide receiver on any Sunday. And your defense with Micah Parsons, that's a defense I don't ever want to face. And then Trayvon Diggs is becoming less of a ball hog, so he's covering a lot better, so he's not much of a risk at corner. That's also what you don't want to deal with. So Cowboys have an incredible defense that can smother you and just obliterate your quarterback. And an offense that if they're able to run the ball, if Dak has a winning record when they run the ball for over 100 yards. So you give Dak play action, he's a good enough quarterback that he can make that work for sure. Next, I have the Vikings. They're 12-3. I know they're the head of their division. The only thing is, you did go down 33-0 against the Colts. But
Did you just freeze up on my screen?
Okay, yeah. I'm not the only one. I thought it was me for a second. I was very worried that it was.
He's just giving us a lot of suspense there.
Well,
While
we deal with some technical difficulties on our end, have you guys ever had one of those Krabby Patty
gummies?
Gummies? Those need to be blown up into full size.
I will say there is a hot take in our chat right now. Someone was saying that the Miami Dolphins are the best of the Florida football teams.
I don't know if I can agree with that, solely because the Jaguars are the one that's in first place in their division. Well, actually, so are the Bucks technically, but I don't know. That's tough because I don't know. That's real hard, actually. What do you think, Austin? What do you think? You're muted. There you go. That's fair. Yeah, that's totally fair.
For the Vikings or Chargers?
We're talking about the Dolphins, actually, while you had frozen there.
Oh, I was frozen? How long was I frozen?
A while.
Since you mentioned the Vikings.
Okay, well, I'll backtrack. Anyways, Vikings, great receiving core, sus defense. Chargers, their defense is stepping up, and Justin Herbert, he's a very good quarterback, and he has healthy receivers. He has Austin Eckler, and he has a good offensive line. This is a very good recipe going forward. The Jaguars, I love the Jaguars. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is doing fantastic. He's killing it. He is dealing, I mean, what's his name? Evan Ingram coming out of nowhere and ruining a lot of people's days. Sorry, Austin. But Ingram becoming a good option for him takes a lot of weight off of Christian Kirk, but Christian Kirk also is showing great flashes as well. So this is a team that I'm happy to see hopefully go to the playoffs, and they could actually become a problem. And now we have top tier, the creme de la creme, the best out there. That is, of course, Handsome Squidward. Oh, I gotta share it again? Bro. All right, I'm going to go to my previous slides so I don't... Hey, guys. Technical difficulties are fun, huh?
This happens from time to time. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, this is the Krabby Patty slide. You guys look. We'll go. Yeah. Now we have Handsome Squidward. Handsome Squidward is the only good thing that come out of recent SpongeBob since they started falling in 2005. So we have the teams that you just love to look at them. You just look at them all day. Sometimes they look like The Rock. Sometimes they look like the father from, I can't remember the name of that show, but you know what I mean. But these are the beauties. I have the Bengals at the top here because, yeah, you held off against the Patriots, and you just out of nowhere just sprung up to a 22-0, run. This could potentially be a 30-0 run if their kicker could just make a couple kicks. That's why this game was so close, because they missed 3 different extra points. But Joe Burrow's great. I think he's doing fantastic. And then you have a defense that is very underrated because they don't have a lot of big names, but they're doing a great job. Next, we have the Eagles. I mean, they almost beat they put up 34 points against this incredible Dallas defense with their backup quarterback. I mean, Minshew is a serviceable starter, but that's still really good for your team. Now, there are some injuries. They lost their slot corner. One of their offensive linemen is out for the rest of the season until the playoffs. But with Jalen Hurts as a threat, Miles Sanders in the backfield, Dallas Goedert coming back, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, this is a good team. Now we have the Bills. Josh Allen runs this team. If he gets cooking, I mean, they're going to blow you out. And their defense, if they can get healthy, is an incredible. They still have a top 5 scoring defense, so you can't get a lot of points on them. And we saw that Singletary and Moss could actually run the ball. So the Bills, if they can actually run the ball, this is going to be a great day for them. Now, of course, you start flustering Josh Allen, you can actually very much beat this team. But Belichick hasn't figured it out, so that's something. Now we have the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is a more efficient passer, and he is going to have more passing yards and potentially more touchdowns than he did last season with Hill. So he's becoming a more precise passer, which is good. Now, this is the secondary that has allowed 100 passer rating all year. That's not good. If you can run the ball on them, that's not good. The Chiefs, even though they have Travis Kelce, when you're in the postseason, a team like the Bengals or the Bills that can put some great corners on your other receivers and then double team Travis Kelce, this isn't a good situation. But Patrick Mahomes has protection. I believe in him and Andy Reid, and they are going to be a threat no matter what. But there are cracks. And I have the 49ers here. I mean, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. They're putting up to 30 points a game since Jimmy G went down. And George Kittle, for some reason, is starting to come back as a top tight end. And then their defense. I mean, you saw what they did against Tom Brady. You saw that. This defense is very good and very dangerous. Incredible linebackers. Their pass rush is unstoppable. They have very, very good players in their secondary that are able to hold things down. And, I mean, the 49ers with Jimmy G or Brock Purdy can still make a deep run. I don't know about winning the Super Bowl, but hell, you give them someone slightly better. If Derek Carr was on this team, they're a Super Bowl contender, and they could probably win the Super Bowl with just an average or above average quarterback. So they are definitely a team we have to look out for in the postseason. But wait, you feel like there's a team missing. Yeah. So there's one tier left. If you guys know, I love the shit tier, the bottom of the bunch, the worst tier, the Kyle Sports takes of tiers, the absolute worst. And that, of course, if you ever watch SpongeBob, what's one horrific thing you see in SpongeBob? Give me some answers.
Hoopla.
No, that's beautiful. Shut up. Next one.
I don't know. I've never watched SpongeBob.
That is
Really?
the SpongeBob close-ups. These are the worst. So what do we have on this list? We have the Broncos at 4-11. Oh my gosh. 51 points. Baker Mayfield and the lifeless Rams put up 51 points on you guys. Your offensive line doesn't care about doing its job. You find Nathaniel Hackett. He's on here. And it's crazy how a Super Bowl contending team, honestly, this really was a Super Bowl contending team, in my opinion, can just plummet and become a laughingstock and be a top pick where they can't even use it because they gave it up for Mr. Let's Ride. Now I have Matt Patricia on here just because he sucks at his job. I hate seeing him on the field. I cussed him out when I was at Gillette Stadium. You're welcome, Patriot Nation. And every single time I can see Mac Jones running towards him, I swear he just says, pardon my French, everybody. He just goes, fuck you, as he walks past him. That's what I think is happening. Next, we have my health over these holidays. I've eaten prime rib 5 times this weekend. I've eaten so much food, so much mashed potatoes. It's so terrible. My pants were tired. No, I already ate them. So this has been a rough for my holidays. And then finally, Kyle jinxed me this weekend. If you guys don't know, I was playing him this week in fantasy. His team all played on Saturday, pretty much.
They all played on Saturday.
They all played on Saturday.
Everyone.
So this nutsack texts me saying, "Ooh, you got to be careful because this team, you can put up a lot of points." And I was like, "You said that, Kyle, and that's not going to happen." And guess what? It didn't. Rest in peace to my season. Good luck, Kyle.
Okay, I was genuinely every week I'm expecting to lose. Like, I know I have a great team. I'm 13-1 now, 15-1 if you count the playoffs. And every single week I'm like, I'm gonna lose this week. This is it. This is where I lose. And it all comes down to this week, and I'm playing the second best team in our league. So
I blame it to my bench, a couple switch bench players, and I could have won. And I gotta give it to Joe Burrow. 61 points is hard to get over. Yeah.
Joe Burrow went off, and I loved it. It was amazing.
It sucked because I also got to see it live. I literally saw my fantasy season die in front of me while I was freezing my butt off. I waited 30 minutes to get a hot chocolate. The guy in front of me got 5 and only had enough for 1 left. So, of course, I gave it to Maria, and I just suffered more. But those are my tiers. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I am going to be making tiers for the playoff teams when the playoffs eventually come.
Woo!
I'm looking forward to not putting the Dolphins and most likely the Giants on that list. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
It's okay. Patriots.
Hopefully not the Patriots as well. I really don't want to put them on there. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure.
Well, thank you, Steve, for that lovely NFL tiers. A little disappointed the Giants were that low, but you know what? They are choking away their season, so I can't really argue.
I know you're used to that disappointment.
I got
put a Matt Ryan meme in there. I really did think you were gonna put the joking Squidward meme as Matt Ryan.
I know. I was thinking about it too. I could have
just because
photoshopped
he
it.
is the master of choke.
Matt Ryan being involved in the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history and the biggest comeback in NFL regular season history is
It's the
absolutely
biggest
amazing.
comeback in general, though.
I love it.
That was just terrible for him. He's got to be crying his ass off right now.
Matt Ryan
Begging.
sucks, but anyway, moving along to our final topic of the night. I hope you boys started looking at your NBA City jerseys because we're gonna do an NBA City tier ranking. So, Steve, if you would be so kind as to
I've
share
already
that
seen
for
them.
me.
Those
And,
jerseys are.
Let me just
And,
get this
we are
open
gonna
real
do
quick.
a tier list. There are-
Thank you to a big NFL fan for the praise in the chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for checking us out. I'm just slowly opening up this link.
There are 30 NBA teams, but the Utah Jazz decided to not participate this year because they suck down in Salt Lake City, apparently.
You're just salty.
There you go, Justin. I love it. So the Jazz decided to just not participate. So we have 29 jerseys to rank for the NBA City edition. And some of them are fire, some of them are garbage, and some of them are in between. So we will see when Steve gets it pulled up. We'll see how our opinions are, and it will be a lot of fun to discuss.
So, fun fact: it is not loading currently.
Oh, bummer, man. Look up Tier Maker in the meantime, and when you get up to Tier Maker, type in NBA City edition jerseys. In the
Oh,
search.
wait! I got it. I got it.
There we go.
All right, let me just share my screen real quick. Boop. Wow, this is the most I've done for this podcast ever. This is crazy.
And when our big role players aren't here, and we all have to take over and do something for them.
Yeah, it's a good time. Alrighty.
All right. So we are here for our City Edition ranking. First up, Steve.
Can you see it?
Oh,
No, it says Steve has minimized their application. What did you do?
I have no idea what's happening. My
Oh, it's
computer.
because you made it do it to its only that window instead of the desktop itself.
Hey guys, technology is hard. You know, it's going great.
Do I need to get this up or what?
Screen. There we
might
go.
need to-
Wait,
we might need
there.
to-
Is
Boom.
it good?
Boom. Is that better?
Maybe.
it's still loading in. And did he just die again?
Austin, why don't you
Let me
You guys-
hold on.
No,
Why doesn't this work?
I don't know, Steve. I'm looking you.
Oh, bye.
Oh, bye, Steve.
Oh,
We'll
hold
miss
on.
you, Steve.
Well, in the meantime,
In the meantime, Austin, is your microphone working on stream now?
I think it is, isn't it?
Let me.
Hopefully it is. Oh my god, my computer is just freaked out right now.
welcome
Let's
back,
try this one more
Steve.
time.
Let's try this again. Austin, are you preparing just in case?
I am trying to, yes.
Can you guys see the screen?
Waiting. I have the blue dots of hell at the moment.
Your microphone's working. I just heard it.
You see it?
Yeah, we see you.
I
You're
see
sharing the
us.
screen. Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, okay, good. Just want to be sure.
Delayed feedback.
There we go.
Ah!
All
right.
right, we got it.
Oh,
We got it.
oh.
There we go. Okay. Going in and out. First up are the Hawks. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I hate it.
A.
It looks kind of
At least
gross.
an A. It's
Oh,
at least an A.
No way.
I can-
was thinking a C.
I can compromise for a B, but
All right,
I
I'll
mean,
compromise. I'll compromise for a B. But
I just don't think it's
I can't go anywhere.
to Atlanta,
I can't go anywhere.
but I'll accept a B.
Celtics.
We
This
just
is an
said-
S tier.
No, this is A. This is A. They could have gone a little bit better. with
I
that.
love that jersey, so I'm voting with Steve as well for S. But Austin,
Hey, whoa! We got two other
Are we?
people.
Are we?
I know, I
Wait,
just saw that.
are we?
Austin
Are we on
Justin.
Celtics now? Right? We're on Celtics.
Yeah, this is Celtics.
I don't think it's S. I think it's good. I just think it could have been better. I think A.
All right,
I think it's
okay.
good.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's
A,
S.
it's a little plain.
Oh, all right. We're outvoted, Steve, so it's going to A. That's all right.
All right, I can do a high tier A. Brooklyn Nets. This looks like a kid drew it up. This looks terrible.
I'm middle of the pack with that.
I don't
it's a
think
B.
Brooklyn's that bad. I think it's B.
I think it's a
No, this is a C tier. Look, this thing's
Steve, it's
so
already-
ugly.
Steve, it's already three of us.
It's a
above
vote. It's a vote.
unfortunate.
Charlotte's is an S. Charlotte's is an S. Come on, they didn't go with their teal. They didn't go teal. They went with a straight different color. I love it. It's not the same. Whereas the Celtics, their green jersey as an A could have been used as their home jersey.
Maybe B. I don't love it. C.
I don't know if I can go.
No, this
What'd
is
you say?
very.
Did you say S?
I did say yes. Then again,
I don't know. I can't do S.
Who has the most jerseys amongst all of us here?
It just means you spend your
think
money
I have-
on
I don't
stuff
have a
that you
lot of
shouldn't.
I mean,
have a lot of
this
jerseys.
is-
I don't have a lot of NBA.
At the most, this is like a lower tier.
I can't do
I mean,
S.
B. I can give it
I
to
don't
like
like
a
it. I
B.
see
I
it.
can
It's
do-
C for me.
I can
I
put it
like
here.
those-
I'll put it above Brooklyn.
I like
I'll put it above Brooklyn because
No.
at least it looks better than this crap.
Oh, no. Oh, this is good. Come on.
No, it's not better than Brooklyn.
Justin, where are you?
I like that one better than Brooklyn. I feel like Brooklyn is more of just like a low quality kind of thing, which is made
Yeah.
for Brooklyn.
Okay, so we have it. So we have it above Brooklyn. Do we have it above Atlanta?
No, I like Atlanta more than these two. I like Atlanta more. All right. Now we have Chicago right here. This looks like the normal jersey.
No, you guys don't see the full. Have you guys looked at the
Yeah,
full
yeah.
jerseys though? Like you also have to look at the sides and
Yeah.
everything else on it. Like the siding going down on the side of the jersey is completely different.
What are you guys saying for a tier? Oh my god, everybody's cutting out right now.
Yeah, is it just me or is it we're good? I'm good.
No, it's just Kyle.
Okay, good. Our host has
yeah,
he
Kyle-
turned off all his Ethernet, like he said earlier, or I should say his router. Anyways,
Yeah.
Chicago. I don't think it's better than B.
I'll put it B.
I like it as a.
Maybe right below
I'll
Atlanta.
give it a. Right below Atlanta. Yeah, I do like it more than these two.
the land.
No.
Cleveland is the superior. You guys cannot lie.
Cleveland's
That is
pretty good.
completely-
Cleveland's pretty
That
good.
is
It
a
does look really good.
superior. That is a superior branded one.
I'll put that up
Like-
there.
It is completely different from what they usually have for a jersey.
Yeah. All right, we got Dallas
is
here.
a-
This is a.
It's a lighter blue, but they made it a little bit of a throwback too. So
Yeah.
I'd have to go A.
Okay.
I'd have to go
Dallas
A.
is-
I'm sorry, Andrew.
Yeah, I just like
I just
Dallas's
don't
colors.
I don't know. I don't the retro look. I'm not a fan of, and it's a very. I think of it as like a C tier at this point. It's just basically just blue. The throwback. I don't know. I like throwback fonts if you're to go with a more 80s style kind of pattern, but not just on top of straight color. It's really you just gave it a solid color and changed the font. That's kind of it for it. Though it is a nice color, I can compromise for like a C at this point.
Austin.
I am back for a moment.
It's definitely above a
before I
C.
get cut
Definitely
out
above a C.
again.
I would say it's above a
I
C
do like
too.
Dallas's a lot. I
Also,
like Dallas.
Are we
See-
going high B, low A though?
I'd say it's an A. I think it's an A.
I thought it was an A.
I think it's an A.
All right.
Like,
I think it's A. Also, can I just say that I like if you haven't seen the full Brooklyn Nets jersey,
Yeah,
it's actually fire. Like I'm just saying that. Like I know
it's really good.
like you have to see the full thing. This doesn't show it; it only shows the front, and only shows the white as well. The black one is like even better. I think it's gonna go for a lot of these. Like, but yeah, Brooklyn's way better than it actually looks here. Anyways, we don't have to change it. I just think it should be higher.
Yeah. Now we got Denver here. I very much like to look at this one.
It's too generic. I would go C on this one. I mean, as much as I'd like the siding on the of it going down with the different colors, it just seems too much like their home jersey. It just really does. It just does not have that wow, let me stand out and be completely different. Like comparing it back to like Miami's jerseys that they had leading up to like the past 2 years, this year's and last year's jerseys, where it was that pink or that vice blue, that Vice City like color. This is like it should have been something completely like standoutish for them, and this just did not stand out for them.
And I can kind of see why, but I don't know. This does it does remind me a lot of. I've been to the slopes a few times, cross country skiing, and I do like the look of. It's a very kind of ski theme to it, which I'm kind of a fan of. But you guys wanted C, I can throw it in C. Next, we got Detroit.
No, actually, I don't like it. I don't like Detroit.
I like it.
No.
Am I
really
like
it?
Justin, where I think Andrew's at a no. I think Austin's at a no. Steve and I are at a yes. Justin,
I think it's okay. It looks like the Celtics, except instead of yellow, it looks either white or blue. I'm looking off a very small image and trying to pull up the list for myself.
It's blue, I believe. They're using I believe that's based off of their city flag.
Yes.
I think it looks very similar to the Celtics, so it looks good.
I think it's a high B, low A.
I can put it like here. I can kind of put it B.
Okay,
or you guys
it cannot go above the Brooklyn Nets. No way it can go above Brooklyn.
It is better.
Have you seen the full thing of Brooklyn?
I'm ranking this solely on the jersey, not their whole uniform.
No, I'm talking just the jersey. I'm talking like, have you seen the whole entirety?
I have seen the whole jersey. The whole the jersey.
Have you seen the side?
Jersey. Yes, I've seen the side.
And you've seen the black one.
The black one doesn't count. I'm looking at the white one. I don't give a shit about the black one.
It's still the city jersey.
You have to remember, Austin, this is still just going off of face value for a lot of us of just what we're seeing here.
Yes. Thank you.
Even still, just like that, it's better.
No,
Detroit's is disgusting.
That's what I'm saying.
I think. What do you mean disgusting? No
it's
way.
Disgusting.
I think Brooklyn's is higher than Charlotte.
No, Brooklyn's is so much better.
Whoa! What?
Wait, here I can. Let me make a little adjustment here.
Yes.
How about this?
No.
How about this?
I'm not okay with that. But
I'm okay with that.
I'll compromise.
I'm not okay with the Charlotte being below Detroit. I'm sorry.
I don't like Charlotte's though.
I'm sorry.
Well, you got Brooklyn over Detroit, so I think we can compromise for this for now. We'll keep Brooklyn above Detroit, but I definitely like Detroit's. Oh, yeah. All right, we got this one right here. We got the Warriors. I'm sorry, this looks like a
S or A. S or A.
That's an S.
That's an S.
That is completely different. That is a rose on there.
That's dope.
Rose design.
But I gotta say, it almost looks like a higher brand craft beer logo.
Well,
in
the
my
thing is that they're
too much hate.
They're owned by like some sort of company in Asia though too. So it's like, and Rakuten is also a huge sponsor for them. So like, I believe it has to do with specific flour in their Asian city that owns this team.
And I will say there is definitely intimidation to the Warriors having with a darker color, dark and gold jersey. So I can definitely put up an S tier. I actually would even put it above.
I would too.
I would.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Next, we got Houston.
It's an A.
It's okay.
I think it's an A.
I like it.
It's a retro. It's retro.
Yeah. I like that they threw it back to retro. I think it's better than Dallas's.
Okay, I can put it above Dallas's. I think this is a better retro job than what Dallas is going for, I'd say.
I agree.
Now we have the Pacers. I think it looks so ugly. This is such a D.
That's just. Did they even try?
I know it's different than what they do, but I'm not a fan of it.
No, it's just
funny. I thought it looked like a Snorlax to me. Like, this is the ears, that's the face, that's the body. If we're going for Pokemon looking thing, I mean, that's great, but I don't know.
Andrew, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah,
I thought it was terrible. I thought it was terrible.
Justin, do you agree? Are we unanimous in this Pacers
Yeah, I think
decision?
so.
Go for it.
All I can say is that the Lakers and the Clippers jerseys, if you say one is better than the other, it's just the reverse colors with just the different
I think they're both.
It's literally lost Clippers and then it's lost Lakers, and it's just a black and blue and then a white and purple. So it's literally they're just a vice versa color. So if you say one is bad and the other one's good, then they both got to be good or they both got to be bad.
They're both mid, and I think they're slightly better than Denver's.
I would put. I don't know which one's the Clipper. I think is this the Clippers right here?
Yeah,
because it looks. I like the floralness of it. I like that. At least it has
for a reason. I'm not sure which reason it was, but they did it on a reason.
I mean, there's kind of two sides to Los Angeles. You have the artsy, expressive side that Los Angeles has, and then there's definitely a lot of elitism and formalness to parts of Los Angeles, which they kind of contrast each other.
Yeah.
Granted, this Los Angeles is good. This Los Angeles sucks, but we don't need to worry about that. Memphis. Huh.
That is an S.
Wow. Am I missing something? Hold on. Let me look at it. Let me zoom in.
And Memphis is pretty decent.
I give it.
If anything, I'd go lower than an A, but that's about it.
A low A, yes. I mean,
I'd say high A.
Think about it. Watching John Morant take off in that jersey and seeing the court the way it is in the city, like colors, you have to picture that. Like that's what you have to.
No, I'm with Memphis above Celtics.
Yeah.
No.
They're either.
Yes.
I can't. No, because I can't put it above Houston's. I think this is better.
No,
than
it's
Houston.
definitely better than.
I put it above Dallas. Maybe switch with Houston, but
above Celtics.
Above the Celtics.
No,
all right, it's 2-2. Justin, what do you think?
Justin, you're the decider. Is it above? Is it better than the Celtics? Is the Memphis one better than
the one next to Houston? Is it better than the first two?
Memphis, this one.
It's hard. You have to see. Don't see it from here, Justin. You got to look it up.
Yeah, let me look at Memphis's real quick.
Those two. Gotcha.
Yeah, Celtics versus Memphis. You got to look it up.
Like I said, if you're gonna put it above the Celtics, I would love for the Celtics to go lower. I'm sorry, but those jerseys look like they could be
versus Celtics.
I think the Celtics is so clean. It's a different font. It's a different color green. It's a different. I think it's so clean.
It's mostly on the font
clean,
that I'd
but
be
it's
going
not
with
like,
that then.
Which one you going with?
I'd rather go with Celtics just based on the font.
Yeah, I can put Memphis. I think I actually
right,
I do like this
Houston,
over
yeah.
Houston.
I think Houston's is better. My opinion.
I can compromise for Memphis.
That's fine.
I can compromise for Memphis at second place, but I mean these are kind of flip flop for me. But let's keep moving on. We got Miami next.
Miami's gotta go above either the highest A or in the S tier.
I kind of like it in the S tier.
It's gotta go. I think it's low S.
Because you have to picture it with that is literally all their Vice jerseys thrown together into one. And they did this last year. Last year's version was so much better, but this year's I like a little bit more because they wanted to change it up a bit. And I think next year, from what I heard, is that they want to do it in pink, so it brings back the Vice color.
I like that.
Fire.
Pink would be amazing.
I don't think that's better than Celtics or Memphis jerseys, in my opinion, but I think I'm outvoted, so it's fine.
I like this one here. I don't know. This just speaks Miami to me. Just the all over craziness of it. That's definitely a Miami vibe, which I like.
It's versatile.
I'm just thinking of last year's, and I think last year's was so much better. So that's my
they put all their Vice jerseys together. That's what all they did.
I know, but they did that last year in black, and it looked better. So that's why I'm just That's why I'm not saying. That's just why I'm saying it's not an S to me. Like I understand why it's good. Like I know the whole format of where it came from. I just thought last year's was better. But anyway, I'm outvoted. It's fine. I'm not gonna cause a big scene over it. It's all good.
All right, next we got Milwaukee.
B. It's alright. It's mid.
I would put a high B. High B. High B. I put it over Atlanta. No
I don't
offense.
know if it's better than Brooklyn's though. I don't know, man.
It's 100% better than Chicago's.
I agree, but I think Brooklyn's is better than Chicago's.
I might even have to do some switcheroos here. I think
that's better.
this is looking a little bit better
And
to
I
me.
think Brooklyn's is better than Atlanta's at this point.
I agree. I think
Brooklyn's-
Brooklyn's is better than Atlanta.
do we have a
Atlanta's-
Justin?
Okay,
Skip
here's-
me. I can barely see these.
here's how I see the beats here right now. Brooklyn is at the highest spot. Then it goes Milwaukee. Then it goes Chicago. Actually, no. Then it goes Atlanta. So it goes Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit, and then Charlotte.
I'll give
Do we
Milwaukee. I'll give Milwaukee a nod only because I like the size right here. If it was
But
just
like
as
you
blue,
also have
Yeah.
to think about it. They went with that. They have that nasty green looking color
yeah,
for Milwaukee's home jerseys. This is a brighter blue, and I feel like it makes like a very big standoutish point, and it makes them like noticeable, and it makes them seen. And that's something you want to see on a home court. You don't want to be like blending into the crowd.
You know
Also
what I
not-
want them to see? I want them to do a cream jersey.
They did do that last year.
Oh, they
Yeah.
did it? How did I miss
Yeah.
that?
I also think from like a brand standpoint, Milwaukee having a different color scheme, especially because they just got. I mean, you look at right now, you're a team that lost to the Celtics last year, and then in the playoffs, and you just got dominated again. I mean, Milwaukee, if you want to
They
stand
got
out,
dominated in those jerseys. They got
Yeah.
dominated in those jerseys too by the Celtics.
true, but I like Milwaukee kind of standing out a little bit more. I am a
Oh,
fan. of that.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. All right. Next, we got Minnesota. This looks so ugly.
Oh, like Minnesota.
It's yeah.
I put it as
I
a
think
low
it's
C.
slightly.
Low
I was
C.
gonna say high C, but I'm okay with it low C.
I'm giving it a
All I
low
can see is a
C.
rainbow on there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of whatever this design is supposed to be, and it doesn't really speak Minnesota. I'm not a fan of it myself. I could put it as a low C. I don't think it's complete dog wash, but
I think it's a good jersey, but I don't like it with their team, so it doesn't work for me.
yeah, it doesn't
No.
work with their team.
See, that Minnesota works for Denver's jersey. Like, I don't know why, but it works for Denver more than it does for Minnesota.
Well,
Because Denver has always gone with a rainbow type look on their jerseys.
that was
Yeah.
their original logo. They did have a rainbow as part of their original logo scheme, so I think it would have worked better for Denver as well.
Yeah.
But NOLA, New Orleans, if that's not an S tier, I riot.
I have to say either it's a high A. High A.
High A. I don't think it's
But
S. I
low-
really don't.
No
If
way.
it is, if we come down to it being like last second decision where we want to change things up, then I'd say it's a low S depending on where we're putting the rest of the jerseys.
I think
Again-
that jersey is better than all of the A's. So if it I'm okay with it being high A if it's the highest A.
I'll put it as the highest A. I could see it going in the S tier because I am a sucker for royal purple. I think that is a gorgeous color.
It also
And-
fits New Orleans like schemes for
Yes.
coloring down there. So and it works so well for them, and I think it fits.
This is definitely a nice kind of Mardi Gras look to it, which I am a fan of.
Yeah, I like how they tied that in for their city. It has to be something.
Yeah,
for the
which
city.
I like that. I do kind of like the nods to the city love. That's why I have Miami up here because that's just so perfect. All right, next we got New York.
It's a D because they've done the same fucking jersey for 3
Yeah.
years in a row.
Yep,
Hey,
I'm
they have
done.
not changed it up
It's
once.
awful.
I'm gonna put it
Once.
below.
It's
It makes no
terrible.
sense.
Hate it. Same jersey for 3 years in a row. It's laziness. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City.
Thunder?
Poor
I-
Kyle. Thunders. It's not that great. It's not. It does. Well, I mean, come on, do something. I know it's
They've done
different,
a
but
black
it's not
jersey
that
before,
great.
haven't they?
It's not that great.
Yeah.
I think it's a low.
That's
B.
like a throwback.
Low-
It's a throwback to when they had those Adidas jerseys, and it's not it. Put it as a high. If anything, it's a high D, but that's all it's going.
You could put a high D. I'm fine with that.
I'll give it a high D. Yeah. Where are you? Well,
Over
whoops.
the
Oh,
Pacers. Over
yeah, with the Pacers. Orlando.
Yeah.
Yuck.
This is a D. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I
All
really.
black. They
Is
went
there
all
blue
black
or
for nothing.
Awful.
I don't know.
If you're gonna do all
Terrible.
black, it's gotta it's gotta be amazing, and that's just not.
If they had like a specific design, like if since Disney sponsored them, if they had
Yep.
like a faded in Disney logo on it, like you could like couldn't see it, but if you got the jersey up close and saw it that way, then yes, I'd say it's a lot better. But like, no,
Dude,
This
there's
team-
so much they could have done with black and having Disney things like that they could have done.
they
Oh
have
my
blue. They could have
gosh.
done a reflective blue on there, like a dark reflective
That
blue
would have
on
been
it.
dope. That would have been dope.
They have one of
Actually,
the
Orlando with if they went for the dark like an aqua blue, like kind of similar to this jersey here, but with Orlando, then I like that kind of color. But
Yeah.
All right.
Either way,
They
it's
suck.
just
Moving
not
on.
good.
This is Portland.
Portland,
This is Portland.
not that great to me. I don't know.
I would say C. I would say C. High C.
I'm fine with C.
High
C.
Nothing impresses me with it.
because I think that's better
It's-
than Charlotte's.
Well, see,
I mean,
the thing
this is what I
that
want-
They're black and red. They're black and red and
Yeah.
white, and this is completely different. But it doesn't. If they went with something completely different, I'd see something
mean,
more
Just one
stand out.
big strip just seems
I
lazy.
could see their logo if it was their logo in it
Mhm.
with like something else. I would take it.
I mean,
Alright,
give me
but,
this
like-
color with Orlando's. Give me this Orlando, but given an aqua, almost floral look to it, I would put Orlando in a top spot. All right, we got brotherly love.
I think that's
Philly?
B or A.
Yeah,
B A. Ish.
I like it over. I like it over Detroit's.
I agree. I like it over Detroit's. I think it's better than Chicago's. That's about.
What do you guys think?
That's about as high as I put it. Andrew, Austin, what are your thoughts, Justin?
What's this?
We're on Phillies.
What? So it says
Is that the one
brotherly
with the-
love.
It says brotherly
teal
love,
bar?
yeah.
Oh,
It's.
that one.
I'm so.
I
say
like it. They
both
try.
right.
I think they tried hard on. Well, I don't know if they tried hard, but like I think it's decent. But it's just something about it. Just I don't love it. I don't.
It's just way too white and red. It just
Mhm.
doesn't like.
That's in their color scheme, though.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
they added a little bit more of a blue in there, I just don't see enough blue. Like they've been, I'm so used to seeing them in that blue, and then that one year they had a full red jersey.
The full
like-
red jersey was cool, but like this
Yeah.
is just. I don't know.
This is
It-
it just doesn't feel like a Philly jersey.
below
Like,
Minnesota for me.
No way.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah.
Justin, you're the Steiner.
What is
No.
Philly's team name?
I can compromise
Phillies.
to put it.
I mean, not
I would
Phillies.
put it
Sixers.
Sixers.
76ers? Okay. Well, the whole
I'll
thing with
put it-
brotherly love doesn't make sense then.
That's the.
That's their
Yeah,
city nickname.
It's because it's the Philadelphia. Yeah, it works for all the teams,
And
but
it's
Oh, okay.
For city.
I can
Lower
compromise-
B, I guess.
Yeah, I like. That's where I'm thinking of putting lower B.
I'll accept-
Better than all these jerseys here. Actually, PDX. I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna.
I mean,
put this
honestly,
little
I
lower.
don't think it's better than Los Angeles, but
It
that's
is
fine.
what?
I personally, if I'm going out and buying a jersey, I'm buying either the Los Angeles before I buy that piece of crap.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is the threshold of like bottom B, C, and below. These are not jerseys I'm gonna buy.
You're
but
telling me, Kyle, you're going out right now and buying that over any of the other ones right there?
I would buy a Philly jersey over Los Angeles, Denver, Portland, Minnesota, Oklahoma. Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
100% I would. I think that's if I was a Sixers fan, I would buy that jersey. I think that's a nice jersey to have.
I honestly would. I also would say I would be willing to move Los Angeles to bottom B and putting the Sixers down here. But that's just me.
Which Los
Which-
Angeles? There's
but
two
that's-
Los Angeles.
That's what I'm saying is that if you take one up, you have to take both up because it's literally if the Clippers were to do the same exact thing with white and then do the blue logo in that font, it's literally the same thing that the Lakers did with the white and then the purple on it. I just can't see it being if you move one up, you have to move the other up in mine.
I don't think Phillies is worse than either LA. So if we're moving it down, I think it's the top of C.
Okay.
Okay.
In
I
my-
like it as top of C.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Next, we have the Suns. I
S.
like.
S.
Yeah.
100% S. 100% in S tier.
Low.
I don't
I'll
think
give it a
it's better.
low.
Go ahead.
I'll give it a low S, but I love this blue and this orange. I love the look of this.
It's so nice.
It's nice,
so
but I was gonna
nice.
say high A only because I think I like the Pelicans more. I think that NOLA jersey is just. I think that NOLA jersey pops.
That
so
Phoenix
nicely.
is no.
I honestly.
I think NOLA's is better.
No.
I'm okay.
I
with
can-
being
what I
high
will-
if NOLA's also high.
Okay,
What I
Kyle,
can give
look up the Suns jersey real quick.
I'm looking. Andrew, I've seen the jerseys.
Okay, but have you seen the way the number 1 looks? They have a design on the 1 itself.
Yep.
Like it's not
Which
just
I think
like
that's
a plain
really cool.
like old 1 on there. Whereas
get
New
that.
Orleans, it just is literally the font with the number, and the 1 looks like it's
that
blending
color
in with
scheme
the.
is so
But it
unique.
blends-
I mean, you
But
can
the
put
number-
NOLA in S
but
tier if
the-
you want.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
But
Put it
like
in
the
S
thing
tier
is,
too.
I don't see
Yeah,
it as an S tier. I don't
But I
see it as an
do.
S tier.
I think it's okay
I
as
do.
S tier. I definitely think Phoenix is better.
I think it's okay as a bottom S tier. We
I
can
wouldn't-
I
definitely
don't know.
revisit.
I don't know. We'll have to revisit it once we get through the rest of these
I'm
jerseys.
okay
want-
I
with
don't
the
see
Suns
them.
being S tier if NOLA is also an S tier. That's
I
my
want
comment.
I want
That's
Phoenix
what I would
above
agree.
Miami personally, but
I do too.
Sure.
I would put
Okay.
Phoenix above.
I think
I
Phoenix
would
is
put.
just-
I would put Phoenix. I would put Phoenix above Miami and Cleveland right now.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
100%.
Good. Because this
Cool.
is definitely.
Whatever.
I would even put him over Golden State, but this is still a very
No,
good
Golden
jersey.
State's is superior to all of them. You cannot tell
Yeah.
me you have that much detail put into a jersey like that with the rows, like literally being so standoutish that it's just perfectly placed there.
I think like
can't
because
see
they
it
have
going.
such a great. It's because of their design, but I think in terms of color, I like the pace. I like the Suns the most, but.
There's
I can
still
see
two
why-
more jerseys I think that are going to be in the S tier coming up. So
Interesting.
I think we have 2 more jerseys where we're going to have to throw hands at.
Sacramento,
Let's
go
keep
put them
it
at
going.
C. Sacramento, put them at C.
I don't
I'll
like
put-
them.
I was going to
This
say
is-
D for Sacramento.
I'll put 'em-
No,
I'll
it's
put 'em-
different. It's different because it's bluish, but you know,
I'll put it
it's
above
a low
Minnesota.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, but I think it's different. It is different.
It's different, but here's why I was going to put it down to D. That font just kind of blends into the jersey too much. If I'm looking at that jersey from here, if I didn't look at it close up, I really would not know what team that is. You cannot read Sacramento. You can't read the font. I think having it as white is a poor choice. That's why I was just going to bump it down to a D. I understand.
If that
we're
was
gonna
black,
leave it at
that
C.
would have probably hit.
If that font was anything other than white, if the jersey was
I don't know
black
if anything,
and not
but
gray,
black. No. If either if the jersey was black or if at least the lettering.
if the font was
yeah,
purple,
the font was.
If the font was purple, I think that would have been nice. I think it would have
Maybe.
been nicer.
I think if you did the
Nicer.
font black at least.
Yeah.
Sure,
also
even
would've
that would have been better.
But yeah,
as
if
it
the
is right now,
if they had made the jersey black with the purple and then the font was like maybe a white, then we'd be talking.
yeah, exactly. But they already do black jerseys as their primary. Well, not primary, but
Yeah.
in their regular rotation. I think that's not their city edition. It's their other one. It's theirs. Is it Sacktown that they use as black, or is that purple?
Yeah, no, that's purple. Sacktown
Yeah.
is purple.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know if it's better than Minnesota's, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. All right. Now we got the Spurs.
Spurs A.
S.
I'll give it.
It's pretty. It is. I don't know. That's hard. It's.
I love
I
it.
like it over Dallas and Houston and Memphis. Maybe even over the Celtics.
It's
but
definitely high
I-
A. It's either low S.
S.
I'm fine with S.
S.
I
I have it
would
over
very
New Orleans.
reluctantly
I have
put
it.
it.
I agree.
I have it over New Orleans though.
Yeah, I think
I'm
I
okay
do
with
actually
that.
like it better than New
I
Orleans.
think it's better than
Yeah.
New Orleans. I'm okay with that. You can swap.
But it's not better than Miami. though.
I agree.
No.
It's better
I
not.
agree.
It's definitely not because it's literally just a gray jersey, but with a blue on it and
Yeah.
different like
Yeah,
siding
but
on the
But
side.
that
Yeah.
blue
But it's so nice.
That
It is
blue
a nice
so
blue.
nice.
That blue is
No
fire.
offense. Toronto is a D. They have never changed that.
What?
They
I
have
think
I
never
really
changed.
like. I know it
They
hasn't
haven't-
changed,
they
but I
haven't
really
changed
like
it.
it.
It's been a black and gold or red and gold red and black. It just has not changed in so long.
But if they've never changed it, I agree with it going to DS.
Yeah, the thing is, this is a top A tier for me, but because they haven't changed it, I kind of wish they lean more into their purple for me.
That's what I was gonna say. If they went with a throwback, but put gold lettering with it,
yes,
and had like a red outlining on that gold lettering, I think that would have been so
red
much
outline,
nicer.
gold. Yeah, gold lettering, and then we get a nice royal purple. That is
with your Raptor logo on it.
Yep.
I think
my gosh.
It is hard because I think
as their jersey
I think
designer.
this
Holy
jersey
crap.
is fire, but yeah, it's a problem. But I think it's a fire
Low
jersey.
C.
I'll give it a high C.
High C.
I
Okay,
give it a
high C.
high C
that's not
because
better than Phillies. No.
Yes, it is.
No,
I think
Yes,
it's because
yes,
it's
it is.
as its own. It's still a very good jersey, but for the sake of this, because they haven't really changed it, I can see why we have it as a C tier. And then, God, I'm sorry, guys. This
S.
jersey's so ugly.
S.
What?
No, that's an S. Absolutely amazing.
That is
Love that jersey. I'm gonna-
Washington.
It's amazing.
It's a low A. It's a low A.
No way.
I'm
No
with Steve.
way.
I don't like it at all.
No way.
I think
Not
it's
a
a
fan.
C as
Hold-
well.
So
It's a
here's
nod.
here's
It's a
my
nod to
thing.
the cherry blossoms. It is iconic in DC.
I understand
It's
that. I just don't
iconic.
like it.
Ooh, that is
Okay,
actually
time.
Yes,
time.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only reason why I have them in an A tier and not an S tier is yes, it's completely different, but the pink is too much of a
So
Miami
nice.
Vice thing. But it's a
It is.
Miami Vice thing. That's the
Yes.
thing. But they caught. It's
But
understandable.
Miami's
It's
never done a
iconic.
pink jersey though.
Yes, they have.
Washington did it better. No, that jersey's fire.
Oh my
Fire.
God, Kyle.
Yes, Andrew.
I don't.
We're
I
allowed to
will-
disagree. That's the whole point of this damn show.
I can only put it. The highest I'll put it is a B because I do like cherry
No.
blossoms. But
Oh, Steve, stop it! No way! No way!
but
is
if
that
I
jersey-
didn't know anything
No.
about cherry, but if I really didn't know that just on face value, that is still kind of an ugly looking color.
No, there is not enough pink in professional sports. That jersey is fire, and I will not accept it being anything lower than.
All right, put it in D.
No. Stop
D
it.
tier.
Bottom of A then.
D tier.
Oh my god.
D tier.
Bottom of A.
No, thank you, Justin. Bottom of A.
That's
Top
what I
of B.
just
Top of
said.
B.
That's his, no.
Top of B.
No.
Top of B, I guess.
It is better than Dallas's. It is better than Houston's. It is better than
Top of
Memphis's.
B.
It's better than Boston's. It's better than New Orleans. It's better than San Antonio. It is literally should be right next to Miami's. In between Miami's and Antonia's is where that should go. That is
All right.
atrocious ranking.
Boom.
Unbelievably wrong.
Oh, jeez. All right, everybody.
But
I'm gonna-
anyway, are we set with these final rankings?
We
Do
are.
wanna
I think
discuss
so.
anything?
Sure.
Yes.
I
Do
don't
you
know
guys
if Kyle is. I really don't know if Kyle is. Kyle is
I'm
taking
just
this
gonna
to heart.
stop and.
Kyle is taking this
leave
to
it at
heart. Oh my
that. I
God,
am
you taking
mad,
this to
but I'm
heart.
gonna leave it at that. Do you guys have anything else left to discuss for tonight?
Well, this wouldn't be high school backups if Kyle didn't come up with something outrageous. So, hey, this is a nice way to kind of cap things off.
I think I might get outrageous tattooed on me just for you, Steve.
That's going to be your fault. Have fun with that.
Where are you gonna put it?
Anyway,
Where are you gonna put
One
it?
more thing that's outrageous.
on my forehead, right here, it's happening. But anyway, thank you so much for.
And in the next
tuning in.
episode, guys, find out how Kyle is no longer engaged.
Oh, yeah.
Rodney,
Anyway,
I was
thank you
getting
so
a
much
tattoo
for
on his
watching.
forehead.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe to all of our socials, and make sure you guys have a safe and happy New Year.
We'll see you next year.
Peace out.